This is AI Command App news for Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. I'm bringing you the AI and tech stories that moved markets and reshaped the corporate landscape in the last 24 hours. 5 stories today, all of them with real consequences for business strategy, capital allocation, and the global AI supply chain. Let's start with the biggest one. Story 1. Musk versus Altman goes to trial. After a years-long legal feud, Elon Musk and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman are now in a federal courtroom in Oakland, California. MIT Technology Review reports the case could rule on whether OpenAI is allowed to exist as a for-profit enterprise at all, and that ruling lands directly ahead of OpenAI's anticipated IPO. The Verge reports jury selection wrapped Monday, with several prospective jurors openly voicing negative views of Musk himself. Wired notes that Musk used his platform X to amplify a New Yorker expose on Altman as proceedings began. The business stakes here are enormous. If the court rules against OpenAI's for-profit conversion, the IPO blueprint collapses. The cap table needs to be redrawn, and every enterprise contract referencing OpenAI as a vendor has to be re-underwritten. Investors should also note Seeking Alpha reporting that SoftBank shares suffered their worst single-day percentage loss in 6 months in Tokyo after a separate report that OpenAI is missing internal targets. 2 pieces of bad news for OpenAI in the same news cycle. Watch the SoftBank, Oracle, and Microsoft tape this week. Story 2. Microsoft and OpenAI rewrote their partnership. This is a structural change, not a press release. Per Ars Technica and TechCrunch, the amended agreement ends Microsoft's exclusive cloud rights for OpenAI models. OpenAI is now cleared to sell on Amazon Web Services in a deal TechCrunch values at $50 billion. Yahoo Finance reports the original AGI carve-out provisions, the language that gave OpenAI an exit if it built artificial general intelligence, has been removed. Bloomberg reports Microsoft will stop sharing revenue with OpenAI under the new structure. What does this mean for the market? It means the most important strategic partnership in artificial intelligence is no longer exclusive. CNBC's Investing Club is calling Amazon the biggest winner of the amended deal. Microsoft gets cash and the freedom to build its own models more aggressively. OpenAI gets distribution, and every CIO who built their 2026 AI roadmap assuming a stable Microsoft plus OpenAI stack now has to revisit it. Vendor lock-in just became a board-level risk. Story 3. China blocked Meta's $2 billion acquisition of Manus. CNBC and TechCrunch confirm Beijing has ordered Meta to unwind its multi-billion-dollar acquisition of Manus, a Singaporean AI startup with Chinese roots. Ars Technica calls the move a clear signal that China kills Meta's deal as the US-China AI rivalry deepens. CNBC analysts describe the decision as a draconian development that draws a line in the sand for cross-border AI deals. The financial implication is broader than Meta. Yahoo Finance reports the blocking raises risk for every cross-border China tech deal currently in the pipeline. If you're holding any company whose growth thesis includes AI talent or data flowing between the US and China, that thesis is now structurally weaker than it was on Friday. Analysts are also noting this is a warning to startups thinking of relocating data, talent, or intellectual property abroad. Expect deal velocity in cross-border AI M&A to fall sharply over the next 2 quarters. Story 4. Google is dramatically increasing its bet on Anthropic. Investors Business Daily reports Alphabet plans to invest $10 billion more in Anthropic, with the potential to go as high as $40 billion more on top of existing commitments. This is happening as cloud giants chase enterprise AI business. Separately, Seeking Alpha reports Anthropic's pre-IPO valuation has topped $1 trillion in private trading. Read those 2 numbers together. $1 trillion private valuation, up to $50 billion in fresh Google capital. The cloud wars are now AI proxy wars. Amazon distributing OpenAI, Google doubling down on Anthropic, Microsoft repositioning to build its own. For investors, this means the AI capex cycle is not slowing. For business buyers, it means model providers are getting financially fortified by their cloud partners, which keeps prices elevated and lock-in mechanics intensified. Story 5. The chip rally is at an inflection point. Nvidia is approaching its all-time high, adding to a $5 trillion market cap per investor's business daily, with big tech earnings this week as the catalyst. CNBC reports Nvidia hit an all-time high Monday, with options markets pricing in a continued rally. But Jim Cramer is calling the blistering rally in chip stocks worrisome and explaining how he's protecting his portfolio. Investors Business Daily notes the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, the SOX, took a breather Monday after a historic run. Here's the simple read. We have record highs, record valuations, and record skepticism, all at the same time. Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, and Meta all report earnings this week. If their AI CapEx guidance disappoints, Nvidia's customer concentration becomes the story. If it impresses, the rally extends. Either way, position size matters more this week than direction. Quick lightning round before we close. Bloom Energy is delivering up to 2.8 gigawatts of fuel cells under an expanded Oracle deal. The data center power story is real and accelerating. Salesforce sued Microsoft in the UK over Teams bundling. Antitrust pressure on Microsoft just keeps stacking. Customers Bank signed an OpenAI deal to automate lending, with the CEO using an AI clone for an earnings call, and Verizon beat earnings, lifted profit guidance, and is eyeing a multi-billion-dollar AI revenue opportunity. The through line today, the AI vendor map is being redrawn in real time. Exclusivity deals are dissolving, cross-border M&A is being politically gated, cloud giants are funding model labs at trillion-dollar valuations, and the chip cycle is reaching levels that even bulls are starting to question. This is not a sector to manage on autopilot. That's your AI news for today from AI Command App. We'll be back tomorrow with the next 24 hours of stories that move markets and matter to your business.